All right, and welcome back to our portal step-by-step video tutorials on how you can actually manage your school website or your school portal rather. So in our previous videos, we've talked about some of the features and how they are important, right? So in this video, we'll be talking about particularly the uh, payment management system. So we call it payment management system because it has to do with school payment record keeping, and of course payment record tracking concerning your school. And of course, through the payment management system, you can actually generate receipt, your school receipt directly from the our portal. So before we proceed, the payment aspect actually divided into two. First one is the aspect of online payment management system. That is the area where you enable your student to make payment online without coming to your school to pay by cash or to go to your respective bankers to make any of either the school payment, the school fees payment, or uniform or textbooks, graduation fee, etc. and all that. So as I was saying, the first aspect is the online payment management systems. And if you want to do that, you need to register your school with online payment gateway. So we're actually using a Paystack here. So you need to get your school account registered with online payment gateway, which is a Paystack. So I haven't done with the registration. There will be an API pin generated. So that is what we or you will be integrated into your system, and that will actually enable your student to make payment online while they are on their dashboard to make payment online for school fees, graduation fees, uh, examination fee, what's it called, uniforms, textbook, and all that. Depends on what payment items your school are actually having. All right. So now that is that. So the second aspect is you have payment to be made by students to your school, and they go to your banks or come down to your school to pay by cash. So, and of course you need to keep the record, and of course issue the school receipt for them. So as an admin of your school, all that can be done using our portal through the uh, payment management system. So now let's talk about this aspect on our portal. This aspect are actually divided into 3 or 4. But the first thing to do as an admin who want to be making use of our portal to be having your payments record keeping and of course tracking. So the first thing to do here is that you scroll down to payment purpose. Now what do we mean by payment purpose is, as I just listed them, like let's say for instance now your school, you want your student to make payment for the first time, maybe this coming first time or second time or third time, depends on what are you making payment for. So let's take for instance, student want to make payment for first time, so that is your payment purpose, right? Let's say first time payment, or second term payment, or third term school fees payment. All right. And of course you can have graduation fee payment, textbooks, uniforms, and so on and so forth. So those are the purposes of making payment in school. So it depends on whatever you want to use in your own school. So that is where you will add the payment purpose here. So let's check if we have pre-existing payment purpose, and if we don't have, that means you as an admin of the school, then you need to add it yourself. So let's check. Let's go to manage payment purpose to see if we have some of existing one or not. So if we don't have, so you can see now that shows that there is no any pre-existing payment purpose. So we need to add it ourselves. So you see that you go to this side, you go to add payment purpose, or you rightly, so either of the two can go to where you can create a payment purpose. All right. So moving on now, like I said earlier, payment purpose. Let's say, okay, let me see some first time school fee. So I can demarcate and said school fee for 2023/2024. All right. So first time school fees for 2023/2024. So I will now add. I hope you get it now. So if I still have other payment too, I can say the graduation fee. Graduation fee. I can add. So I've added like two now. Right? You can add as many as possible. So it depends on what payment your school wants to collect from the student. Right? Now, I haven't added the payment purpose. Then of course, the next one is the payment method. Let's say for instance, a student went to the bank to make payment. I haven't known the payment purpose, which is first time school fees payment. Now, are they paying by cash? Are they paying by doing transfer, or are they paying using draft, or did they just deposit to the the school bank account? So those are the payment purpose. Now, as an admin, you need to add your own payment purpose. So in case if student come to your school that okay, they have made so payment and they made the payment to the bank using the bank teller, or using transfer, or using POS, or online payment and all that. So whatever evidence they come with, then you should be able to have some payment purpose, payment method that actually determines, that actually takes what is the method they use while making the payment. So now let's enter the payment purpose. I see some so let's say bank teller. I think I had one. So it's because I have it showing already, so I can just pick from the suggested one. Okay, by cash. I think I have that. That is two. Let's do transfer. And what can we add? Sorry for that. So we have about three now. And of course, maybe per teller you can specify to which bank did the person pay to, or cash paid to admin and all that. So it depends on whatever method you allow your student to use while making payment for any of your fees that actually added earlier. So let's add this one and go to the next one. So I haven't done with the payment purpose and with the payment method. Then the next thing is you now go to class payment list. That is where you actually add the amount of what each class or each student will be paying per class. So going to the class payment list, we have a drop down called add payment list and manage payment list. So let's check if there are existing payment list. If we don't have any existing, then we need to add our own. So as you can see here, I actually clear audio so that you will get it right. So now that means we are the one to add our own right from scratch, right? So the same way you can add payment list here, and of course you can actually add payment list here. So let's click off anyone and see what we are having. Sorry. Now the amount, I think we have basic one, basic two. If you have been following up from the previous videos, we actually make use of a basic one class and basic two class. So here, let's as we want to set, the first term school fee for basic one class. Let's say 35,000, right? That's the amount. Then I will select the level. I think we have a primary level, and then we have a basic one, right? So this is how you're going to do for each of those classes. So we are setting first term payment for basic one class now. Then which term? Okay, first term. Then so since we've already added like two of payment purpose, the system will ask you to select which payment purpose are you trying to set class payment list for. So we are choosing a first term school fees 2023/2024. Then we'll add. Right, so now let's check back if we have our managed payment list. Now we now have a payment for basic one class, which is a first term. So in case you want to have payment for previous maybe in the first term, second term, or third term, so you can still have them. And of course, if the student is still owing anyone, so don't worry, when we get to the aspect, we know what I actually want to explain there. So now we've seen our payment for this particular class, which is a basic one. So I think we have about 2 students in that particular class. So let's see. Now, like I said earlier, I said the payment, what's it called? The payment management system on our portal is actually divided into two. The first one is the online payment gateway, while the second one is the one we are doing now. So now, having set the payment for this particular class, and like I said, we have about 2 students already started for the purpose of training. We have 2 students in this particular class. So now, let me try and see. Did I know their admission number? Let me quickly check, so that I want to log into the a student portal to see if those payments will actually appear for them to make payment on or not. How we get it? So I haven't set this payment for this particular class, and if any student log in to his or her own dashboard, he should be able to see this payment to be made by him or her on his or her dashboard, right? So I want to check the student admission number. Let me go to sorry, I'm kind of wasting our time. Let me go to manage applicants. So let me quickly select the level. Sorry. Then so I have Lake Dev, and then we have Osondo Creek. So I have these 2 students in basic one class. So all I need here is just their password, the admission number I want to copy. So I'll try and log into the student portal now. The system, the network is somehow slow. I'm wasting our time. So I want to log into the student portal now. So right here, I will locate the student portal. So I haven't copied the admission number. Don't forget, we said the admission number, the password of any student you created is by default, their password is 126, but student can change their password themselves. I haven't gained access to the dashboard, so I'm logging into the dashboard now as an admin. As a student, I want to check if, so this is the dashboard for Chris, or also don't Chris, and if I go to make payments. I should be able to see, what are the payments are already available for me to make payment on. Look at it. We have first term school fee, which is the one I just added. So you can go to payment record. Let's check if we have something on payment record. So there's no payment record yet because this student hasn't made any payment. So now, to try that over online, let's see if it will work. It will not work, but I just want to show you how it will be, right? Because now, let me try and make payments using the online payment. That is, if you have successfully registered your school with Paystack online payment gateway, and then you've gotten the API key integrated into your portal. That's only when you can make use of online payment like this. So let's try it. So I want to try and make payment as a student online. So I'm using this for the purpose of demo. So now due amount, it has to be 35. It is 35,000. Select amount. So out of this 35,000, I can decide to make let's say 30,000. Then continue payment. Now, as you can see, we have gateway service charge. So these charges is going to be determined by you based on what this online payment gateway will be collecting. So just make sure that you are not short. So 200 naira, at least when the online payment gateway deducted their own, you should have your your round figure back. So let's pay now. That's why you're having it 30,200 with this gateway service charge, right? So now to take me to where I will actually had the card details I want to use for the payment. So now on this case, this is where we will stop because this is a live texting, right? So because I actually enable that payment aspect for us to make use of while we're doing the training. So if I want to do now, I will need to enter my card details, the expiring date, and then the CVV, and then continue to make the payment. And of course, I can also use bank instead of using a card. I will select the bank I want to pay to, and the same thing I can also do transfer. Of course, there is USSD, and of course, here you can scan the QR and then you make the payment. So if you have registered your school account with an online payment gateway and integrated it into your student portal, school portal, so your student will be able to make use of this online payment to make their payment, right? So we're going to go back here because I cancelled the payment. Because I cancelled the payment. So now I'm refreshing the account of the student. So this student he or she have made an attempt to make payment, but along the line it cut off. That means the payment process wasn't successful. So as a system, the system will have keep the record that okay, this student was trying to make payment, but along the line is either the process was terminated or was abandoned or still in process or in progress or was suspended. So the system will keep the record, right? So now going back to the admin dashboard. So the aspect of student making payment online has been explained. That is to get your school account registered with online payment gateway, which is a Paystack, get the API, integrate it into your school portal, and then student will be able to make use of the online payment just as we just demonstrated. So now going back to the admin dashboard for the purpose of students who have made payment to your banks either by cash or deposit transfer or by draft, and you want to keep the record of the student to know which student have made payments, which student is still owing some parts, and which student have completed their payment, and of course generate receipt for them. Now, having done with that, you now go to the next aspect here you call payment management. So under the payment management, we have confirm payment, manage payment, and then pay student bill. So a student come to the admin to make payments or to submit the teller that he has as evidence that he or she has paid to any of your bank, either by transfer or using POS or draft or teller, or the student came to you to make payment by cash. So this is where you go to payment management, then under it you go to pay student bills, right? Now I want to click that, you now choose the section. The section is the one we are currently using is 2023/2024. Then we need to select the level of the student who want to make payment. We know that is primary level. So here are they. If there are a number of students, you can just search here. Maybe it's primary 1, basic 1, basic 2, basic 3, basic 4 to bring the particular student in that particular class. Or if you know the name of the student, just search for it. If I say Osundo now, it will only bring Osundo Chris for me, no matter how lengthy or voluminous the students' names are. So as long as you know the student who want to make payment, you just type in and it will bring the name only. So as you can see here now, on these three dots, if I click, you can see make payment, view payment, and then view debt. So we're going to make payment now, because view payment means that you want to check if the student have made payment, but truly we haven't made any payment, so we don't know if we still have a debt or not. Of course, there is debt of 35 because he or she hasn't make any payment. So let's see how to make payment. So we want to make payments. Are you sure you want to make payment for us on the Chris? Say yes. Now to bring the the phone and the admission number, the email of the student, then we want to select which level, so that to keep the proper tracking using basic 1, and of course Fox time school fee is only available for this particular class to make payment on as a payment purpose. So as long as the moment I select the payment purpose, to bring the amount, which is 35,000, so enter the amount you want to pay. So did I want to pay the whole of the 35,000, or I want to pay part of it? So let's assume I want to pay 20,000, right? Now, so the payment channel, don't forget the other time we said the payment channel is more or less the payment purpose. And look at what we've added. We have bank teller, we added bank teller, cash, and transfer, and then we cash pay to admin. Let's assume this student actually pay cash, right? It pay cash to the admin. So the teller ID or the receipt number. So this you can generate any number, or should in case if the student bring the teller from any bank, you can actually use the numbers on the the teller the student brought. So for this one, let me just use any number to differentiate my teller ID. Now I'll click on pay now. So your payment is successfully paid. Now I've made payment for this Osundo Chris K, right? So let me refresh the page, and then of course now I'm still at the the dashboard of the Osundo Chris. Let me refresh that too. network is somewhat slow. So now let me go to make payment. So let me check the payment record. If truly the payment I made here has reflected or not. I don't understand. So we've done the process of, adding the payment purpose, adding the payment method, adding a clerk's payment list, right? And we've tried to make payment for a particular student, which is also Chris. So I haven't made a payment. I came back to, to the Osono Chris dashboard to check if the payment I just made at the admin has been reflected in my own dashboard or not. Right? So I'll come to my dashboard as a student, make payment, and then I'll click on payment record. So to see if truly the admin has really entered my payment record or not. So that's what I want to see now. So on the dashboard, don't forget that time I said initially the student tried to make payments using the online payment gateway and it wasn't successful or was abandoned, right? So let's as we want to requery here, you can requery if you still want to proceed. But the reason why it is showing requery is that the process was either terminated, not finished, or abandoned, or in progress, or in process, right? That's why you see requery here. So, and if you don't requery, it doesn't mean anything. So now look at the second one, the 20,000 amount we made. It shows what? Successful. And then I, as a student, I can print. So the system has a particular, payment receipt that student can actually generate from as an evidence that he or she has made payment, right? So you can see all the details are already there. So this receipt can be print or send as PDF to the parent to see, or for any record purpose. ID networks. So this can be saved. All the details of payments is there. I can save it to my system, and that is that. So now this shows that the payments Chris Osono just made as reflected in his dashboard, right? Now let's go back to the admin dashboard. Now maybe there is an issue, or for recording purpose, you want to confirm the payment for that student, and you now go to payment management. Then under the payment management, you have manage payments. So if you go to manage payments, you see them here. So manage payments here will actually give you all the list of payment attempt made. Either the payment was successful, or it was abandoned, or it was in progress, or it has to be the queries. Everything will be seen here. So look at it. If you click the arrow down, you will see the one that actually successful or not. Maybe a student was trying to make payment online and he has an issue with his or her payment, and then you as an admin, you can actually do something here. So look at this. This was what? Successful. And look at this one. This was what? Was pending. So do you want to requery? That is if the student want to requery. And if you don't want to requery, I think that's all. So now, the other time we generate on the student dashboard, we generate the receipt. So in case the admin want to instantly generate receipt for the student and print out and give to the student as a proof of payment, you just click on this transaction ID. By the time you click, that will generate the receipt for that particular payment, as you can see here. So it's most the same thing with what you have there. So from here to also, as an admin, you can also cancel this payment. that will fax the payment, and you can print. So if you are not cancelled here, mean that the payment has been made, right? So for the case of the one pending, the same student made this payment. One is successful, one is not successful. The one that is not successful is still asking whether to query or not. But if you click on this transaction ID, it will not give you anything because it is not yet successful. So it will not give you a payment receipt because it is showing pending. So as an admin, you can query and you can't leave it like that. So now let's go back to payment management. Payment bill. I should click on payment bill. Sorry, I should click on payment bill. So the same way, 2023/2024, and then primary. I'll select. Now, Oceano Chris. If you go back now, here you can check payment for these students. So this is pending, and of course this was successful, just as we did. Sorry, I use a back button there. So I want to go back to see if you actually have so under the payment bills, they actually brought out the particular class we're choosing. We have payment for this student, Chris, and of course if you click on this one, we've seen how you can make payment and we've seen how you can fill payment. So let's check if there is a debt for this student. Now can you see? Can you see something? Overall payment for this student should be 35. So total amount paid is 20. Total remain, can you see, 15,000, because out of 35 you also paid what, 20, remain 15. All right, I hope you're getting. So I hope you're getting that. So for this class, we have the overall total should be 35, right? So these are the payments, debt, or to see the record of what has been paid so far. So here we have a total amount paid, which is 20,000, total remain, which is 15 for this particular student. All right, so can we try and make payment for, I think we have about okay, let's log in and see if we can still make payment for the second student. Let's try and make payment for the second student and see. I'm logging out from this one now. Okay, I need to log out. Okay, let me go to pay student bill. Okay, log me out. Demo. Sorry. So I'll go to, I want to try and make payment for the second student. So we go to payment management, pay bill. So I want to pay bill for student in this section, and of course in this level. And don't forget I said if there are many, what you need is just to type their name, and you see. So then comment down here, we have all these three, then we want to make payments for now. I want to make payments, yes. So making payment with the student now. We have is in primary level 1, of course. He's also in basic 1. Of course, this is the only payment purpose for the basic one, which is 35. So let's pay 35 for this one and see how is this one pay. Be by transfer. Then we have the teller ID or receipt number. So the student has also made a payment. Let me try and log in and see if that has been reflected in his dashboard or not. So this is LeContev portal. I want to check if the payment has been reflected or not. So here's the payment that this Lekan just made through the admin, and it's reflecting in his dashboard. So he can also print, the receipt here, and of course the what's it called? The admin can actually generate a receipt for him, right? Directly from the spot he is making, the payment. So that is that. So let's go back to the payment management to see if you have the student payments on the admin dashboard. Why the network is so much slow like this? Network is slow. So network is slow. So we're now having payment record for 2 students now. One for this Osado Creeks, which wasn't successful, and then one was successful. So this one will just make the payment now. And let me check. So if you want to print receipt for this one right from the admin dashboard, you only need to click on the transaction ID, right? Right, so if you click, so this is it, transfer, and that's it. So full payment. Now going back, so let's check if it will be showing. I go to payments, pay student bill. Select primary. I'll click on OK. Check now. So our focus now is on the condev. Let's check if it's having a can you see 35,000 overalls. So Overall for the students is 35,000. So if you check this place, you see now total amount paid is 35, total remain 0. Can you see now? So this to tell you that these students, have no outstanding payment as far as the first term school fee is concerned, right? I hope you get it. So this shows that the student here has made his full payment without owing any cover, right? So this shows that he has made payments for the first term, and I think that is so purposely the payment management of our portal is for payment, record keeping, payment record keeping, and of course payment record tracking, and that of course actually give you a free and fair running of your school accounting, a very good accountability, right? So that is that about the payment management system of our portal. So the same way you will do for all other classes, right? You set their purpose of payment, of course you set your method, and of course you had the amount to pay by each class, just as we did for basic 1, the same way you do for basic 2, basic 3, depending on whatever basic you're having. All right, and then to make payments, you go to payment management, where you actually select pay student, and then you select the right criteria for the student you want to make payment for. So I think that's that about the payment